Well, hello and welcome. Tonight's show, well, it's a bit hard to explain. I'm in my home because 5th Gear came and burnt down Top Gear studio, and to add to top of that, James and Hammond have got the bird flu. Still, I've got this nice stove keeping me warm. Tonight on the show, I shall be reviewing public transport, and also a review on a Vauxhall Mariva. Not just any Vauxhall Mariva, also known as my mother's Vauxhall Mariva. So moving on. The Vauxhall Mariva is a car of many things. It has plenty of power and also has many other things, such as a radio and a boot. So, what do I think of it? Says the Vauxhall Mariva 1.7 CD. Now, have you been noticing, I'm a big fan of Vauxhalls. In fact, I'm a massive fan of Vauxhalls. I'm not so sure about this one. See? It's just, it seems like a bit of a piggy in the middle between the Severa and the Astra. Trouble is, when it's set up to my standard. Underneath the bonnet, we have a 1.7 Vauxhall Ecotec engine. I don't know what the word eco means, but it's the same one used for now. And we have the many modern things like a big battery and we've also got a massive turbo here. Also, it's got a nice wide radiator, so you're not going to really have too much problem with cooling. And also very economical. That's why it says eco, I think. So it does an impressive 63 miles to the gallon. Can my Ford GT do as much as that? I think it only does 19. In the boot, we have many areas for storage. Also got a nice tidy partial shelf. And underneath here, spare room for a trolley. Wet wipe. And many other things. Underneath that is a spare wheel in case you get a puncture, like what you do with all Vauxhalls. We've also got a parcel shelf which folds nicely or can be removed in one single piece. Which then is enough room to get me, myself, inside the boot. 0 to 60, 12.5 seconds. Now, unfortunately, that's let the Vauxhall down a bit. It also has a banging stereo, I think, which James May would like.
I want to be careful avoiding getting into specifics, and certainly in your scenario.
I don't know what that thing does. So, just tuning into BBC Radio Peugeot. Fair enough, but no thank you, BBC Radio Peugeot. Inside, Vauxhall do offer many toffees. I wonder what this flavour is. Oh. So, what's it like for handling? Well, handling wise, you've got your big steering wheel. It's also got many nice features. 5-speed gearbox. Or 6-speed, because if you can include reverse, you know. Also got a nice comfy chair which you can push back and push forward, push back. It's also got a nice indicator stick which I quite like, and also these don't seem to work. Dodgy electrics. Nice sun visor. And I think that's it really. You've got many nice things about it. It's a bit bumpy because the suspension is a bit bodgy by Vauxhall, you've got to admit. But apart from that, it's very... it's very nice. You know, top marks for the Vauxhall in. Now, the news. In the news recently, there is a new Passat available in Passat Estate and Passat Saloon. And there's also going to be an all-track version of that. I think all-track. Does an all-track mean four-wheel drive? I think so. There's also going to be a Golf version of that. Oh, Jesus. Moving on, there's a Fiat Punto, but not just any Fiat Punto, an Abarth version. And we've got a picture here. Now, it says that it does 0 to 60 in 7.8 seconds, which is fairly good, but looks a bit big, looks on a bit of a big side. So, I don't think it'll sell as well as the 500 Abarth, but I do think the new grills and bumper features look pretty nice on it. There's 47.1 miles to the gallon, and price is 16.5 grand. So if you've got 16.5 grand in your pocket, chances is why not get a Fiat Punto. There's also with small hot hatchbacks, there is a Skoda Fabia VRS, sorry. Now I believe this is a sports version of a Fabia, I believe. It's also like a Polo. Here's a picture there. Personally, it looks a bit too minty. Not to 60, 7.3 seconds, same as the Punto. And it does 45.6 miles to the gallon, so very similar to the Punto. I just think it's got something of the baby Octavia in it. I think the front grille does not really sort of suit it, if you get what I mean. Also, what else have we got? Ooh! The new VW Jetta. Here's a picture. It does not 16, 9.5 seconds. That's a bit sporty for a Jetta. Probably because VW put nitrous in it. But putting nitrous in cars does prove very dangerous, like what Hammond did with his ambulance. Well, say ambulance, I say toxic waste disposal. Price 17,000. That's okay, but yeah, it's okay. It's fairly reasonable. But I do think it's quite a lot bigger than the Jetta before. How would you call something Jetta? It's like, you can't call something a Jetta that does 9.5 seconds that's not to 60. You can't do that. It's like inhumanely impossible. It's a family car that they give a sporty name to. I think these people at VW have absolutely got proper bird brains. And I think that's it. Also, have you heard? Jeremy Clarkson's punched the producer in the face. Now, what I think is that he came along because he didn't get steak, and he probably didn't get the peppercorn sauce on his steak. And people do get very deprived of their peppercorn sauce on their steak. So, unfortunately, Jeremy is not in, so I am his new replacement. Which I think you will have all guessed from at the start of the programme. And that's the end of the news. Moving on. Public transport has been in the news recently. That buses are running slow, trains are not on time, and everybody is going on strike. Well, because they're lazy. Fact is, does anybody use public transport nowadays? Is it even cool to use public transport? So I went to go and find out. Oh, yes. Yes. That's the one I want. Is that our bus?
Just take one.
What do you do in town? I don't know what I was doing today. Do you think I should go for an ice cream?
Jack's a pro photographer. Just sat like get locked up.
You only did it in tub. I don't know how you're gonna eat that out there. They didn't even give me a spoon around. Such idiots. On that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you ever so much for watching, and good night.